Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. This is your girl, aka the best that ever did it, aka Reese Cup, aka AM Morning, aka Althea McFarland. And I am in the studio today with my girl, Miss Bernice Smith. Say good morning to the folks, Bernice.
Good morning. How everybody doing today?
Okay, I see our people are coming in. They're getting a slow start, but y'all come on in so we can get on with this goodness today. Well, today's show, I want to focus on Queen Nzinga. A lot of y'all don't know who she is, but she was before the woman queen, the woman king. Let me say that. Uh, so both of them may be based off of actual factual stories, but these are two different uh, parts of Africa. And the Queen Nzinga was one of the first queens. See, we come from a long line of royalty in our blood. That's why we should be a proud set of people, because we always been kings and queens before we became enslaved uh, African Americans. Okay. What do you think about the topic of the day of Queen Nzinga, Miss Bernice? What's going on? How you feeling?
Well, I watched it, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on things like this, but man, it just reminded me how powerful our women are. I mean, it was amazing. I was like, people underestimate the woman all the time, but she was amazing.
Yeah, she was. People always under. Excuse me. Can you turn it off, please? I'm sorry. We're broadcasting. Y'all hearing all the background noise and stuff that's going on over here. So okay, yes, she was amazing, and it seems like that us women, are always underestimated and unappreciated and unvalued. And I'm here to let every woman know, white, black, brown, Puerto Rican, every woman know that they are special, and we are the rib bone, not the backbone. You don't stand behind the man. We're not the breastplate. We're not in front of the man. We are the man side by side, supposed to be his partner, his helpmate. And a lot of people don't, we are always the last one, the downtrodden. We always the hard workers, the go getters, especially the way society has formed us now to be. We got to be them heavy hitters because there's so much weight on a woman's back. Mama always tried to keep the family together. Mama always did what she needed. Daddy went out and daddy provided, but mama made sure that everything was ticking right in that house. And then when
Yeah.
it wasn't, now I'm not saying every woman was a good woman, because we had some women out there that's not woman, they broads. Let's just face it. You not a lady, you just a broad. And we got a lot of dumb broads out there back then, now, and we'll have them in the future. So when
Yes,
I say
Lord.
all women, I don't mean all women, just like I can't speak for all men and say, oh, all men are this or all men are that. Good morning, Slicky. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Ernest. Good morning, Molly. We want to teach y'all about Queen
Hmm.
Nzinga today. And like you said, Bernice, she was strong. Her brother, her own brother, because he was scared of her power, tried to get rid of her, tried to kill her and her line, took her
He,
baby from her.
he
That
murdered him out of fear.
out of fear. Don't that sound like what they do to us now out of fear?
Yeah.
When they don't understand something, the first thing they want to do is get rid of it or silence it out of
Yeah.
fear.
And the thing
Um,
about it, we talked about that somewhat the other day about how we do each other out of fear. And it was her own brother, her own blood.
Sometimes that don't mean a thing. It's our own people that do us in the worst. Our own mothers, fathers, sister, brothers, cousin, grandparents. That thing don't matter, because fear reaches everybody. You
Yeah.
know, but it's like, if you scared, go scared. You know what I mean? They didn't embrace it the right way. the way that I think they could have embraced it. But let's show the people the clip that we're actually talking about. Do you think it's too early for us to show the clip? What you think, Bernice?
No, I think they'll understand more once they see it, so they can comment on it as well.
Okay, alrighty. Mr. Producer, my super
The
producer
history
in
of
the
Queen Zinga
background.
is something special, not only because she was just a fantastic African figure, but because she was the first African queen I was ever introduced to upon my studies in African history. So today, we're going to talk about the history of the greatest Central African queen, Queen Nzinga. What up, African world? It's Home Team here, and welcome back to another video of African history, culture, and worldview. By supporting this channel on Patreon, you're helping in the creation of these videos and supporting this content. If you like access to full courses and sources, or you simply want to show your support, you may do so by clicking the Patreon link in the description box below. Queen Nzinga is one of our more popular queens from Central Africa. She's a sort of recognizable face because the diaspora has been introduced to her on several occasions. There's even a movie about her life. Queen Nzinga was born to the Mbundu people of Angola, a people who are oftentimes subject to the larger Congo Empire. Following a long tradition of women warriors in Africa, like the queens of ancient Nubia, Queen Nzinga was a warrior herself, literally participating in battle. But more importantly, she was an excellent statesman and diplomat. She shaped and molded local and Portuguese politics in her favor, successfully challenging Portuguese control over her kingdom in the 1600s through these means. Nzinga seized power during the rise of European expansion and trade in Central Africa around the time of the Atlantic slave trade. Challenges from the Portuguese and other European powers, such as the Dutch, prompted a series of reactions from her kingdom, the Kingdom of Ndongo. The Portuguese arrived in the Congo region in 1483 and managed to secure a coastal colony at Luanda by 1575 with the support of the larger Congo kingdom. The Portuguese, in particular, exerted tremendous pressure on the Kingdom of Ndongo through a Portuguese official named Bento Cardoso, who devised a system in 1608 that demanded the delivery of slaves to the Portuguese through an Ndongo noble. In the event that the noble failed to deliver the slaves, the noble was in turn enslaved himself. To
Mm-hmm.
understand how the Portuguese were able to amass such power in the Congo region is because of European diplomacy. Around 1611, the Portuguese had much support from the larger Congo Empire and their rulers, the Manicongo, and the Portuguese also had support from rogue warriors in the Imangala, who were notorious for their military dominance. This combination put the Kingdom of Ndongo in an impossible situation, as they had virtually everyone against them, African and European. Understanding this political climate during this time is pivotal in comprehending the genius of Queen Nzinga, as she largely neutralized all these threats. The Portuguese began to mobilize with the assistance of the Imangala warriors, nearly bringing Ndongo to its knees. Queen Nzinga, no doubt, came to power in dangerous times, but her rise to power was not without controversy. The Mbundu people embraced strict constraints on female political power and generally resisted attempts to organize into larger confederations. Despite this, Nzinga managed to overcome all of this and present herself as ruler of the Mbundu through political acumen. When Queen Nzinga's brother came to the throne, he targeted Nzinga. Nzinga was reportedly the daughter of a bedwarmer, and her brother was seen as the legitimate ruler. Her struggle for legitimacy proved to cause much contention in the royal Mbundu household. Thus, Nzinga soon fled Ndongo, but returned to negotiate a treaty with the Portuguese at Luanda in 1622, claiming to represent the Kingdom of Ndongo. In this negotiation, she's famously portrayed by a Dutch artist speaking with a Portuguese ambassador on top of a slave, as the Portuguese refused to provide her a seat during negotiations. She certainly wasn't going to entertain that disrespect, hence the portrait exemplifying her resistance to supposed Portuguese dominion. Before securing an audience with the Portuguese, Nzinga accepted Catholicism in symbolic form, as it was an act of political expediency helping her secure the Ndongo throne. After her proclamation of sole ruler of Ndongo, Her brother is said to have died under mysterious circumstances in 1623. As mentioned before, Queen Nzinga was a skillful diplomat, warrior, and politician in that she secured support of major European powers by converting to Catholicism, as well as gaining the support of escaped slave communities to consolidate her power base in the region. Nzinga was surrounded by African rivals and European challengers to Portuguese power in the region, while leader of Ndongo. She was able to find middle ground through a series of alliances with both her African rivals, such as the Mbangala, and European challengers, such as the Dutch. She offered escaped slaves their freedom in exchange for their loyalty and made an alliance with the Dutch to circumvent Portuguese demands. Confederations between Ndongo and neighboring African groups were created to gain control of slave routes. Queen Nzinga also organized a guerrilla army and appointed her own sisters as war leaders. She personally led her troops into battle, took the title of Ngola or king, and even kept male concubines. When relationships with the Portuguese began to crumble around 1624, Queen Nzinga's strategic alliance with the Mbangala and escaped slaves from Portuguese-held territories greatly aided in consolidating her power. For some time, Queen Nzinga had to flee Ndongo for Matamba. Once there, she created an entirely new government. Through the 1630s, Nzinga used her armies to block Portuguese influence in the region, and by the 1640s, had forged an alliance with the Dutch. This enabled Queen Nzinga to build up her base of power in Matamba and dominate areas previously controlled by the Portuguese. While Queen Nzinga was on the throne, the Portuguese could not get a stronghold over the region, and all attempts at her life by the Portuguese failed miserably, as she continually outwit them. Queen Nzinga is remembered as a remarkable leader and brilliant military strategist. Today, she's respected as the mother of Angola. Well, I'm all out, guys. If you like these videos and want to help in its continued production, consider supporting the home team on patreon.com. The link is in the description box below. Know thyself. Remember your ancestors. Peace.
Yes, y'all. So we learned something about Queen Nzinga today. Something I guess we didn't know. Uh, what
Mhm.
up? What up, Facebook user? I
Good
think
morning.
that's Ron. I'm sorry, Bernice. What you say, honey?
I was just saying good morning. I saw some people saying good morning again.
So what do you think about the video that you just seen? Powerful?
I mean, it's definitely powerful. I saw somebody in the comments say they need to investigate. I always investigate when I watch things. History. Our history goes so far back, so far back. But my thing is this, and this is my thinking. Even if someone said it was not true, it's inspiration. It lets me know why I have the strength that I have because our women back then, as you said earlier, was so strong. We
Hmm.
endured so much, and yet we keep going. So I'm
Right.
inspired. I'm definitely inspired by it.
You know, I think about this was the one of the first African queens and how she risen to power. because she was a product of a bed warmer. Her mother was a bed warmer, and I guess she was the illegitimate uh, daughter, but she still had they had the same daddy as the son, and the same claim to the throne. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they didn't want to recognize her, and because back then they didn't want to recognize a lot of women for a lot of things. They don't think women are ready. I guess they don't think that we could be just as hard and calculating and hard as a man. But some women are. You know, she was a great negotiator. She was very strategic and acting like she was getting forces against each other and baking up her allies. She knew that the Dutch colonizers was against the Spanish colonizer, so she pretended to conform to Catholicism so that she could have the Catholic army and church behind her to go up against the Spaniards, and
Right.
that worked out to her to her benefit, you know, and all of the other people that were slave or freed slaves. You know, all of them was able to keep the Spaniards out and the Dutch colonizer out. She was able to keep her people for as long as she could, you know, while she was in power and rule. And
Yeah. I think many make the mistake of thinking that women want to be hard. You know, sometimes we're not given a choice in the hands we are dealt in life. You know, never. I love being a feminine woman, but when I need to be, I step up to the plate.
right,
I feel like that's what she did. She had the wisdom to know what to do. You know, so a lot of times, like I said, it's not about being uh like a man. We have what we have in us, and God created us, so He knew what was going to be in us to be that backbone for that man.
right, exactly. Because we have to be just as hard because we have to stand back to back and fight toe to toe with our men, not
Yeah,
against our men, but with our men.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. It was her mother who spoke that life into her, and it carried on. So because I'm assuming that she didn't just say that one time, that she continued to speak life into her daughter, to tell her who she could be and who she would be. And that's a lot of times what we need. And you talked about how they didn't want they back then women weren't allowed positions. I mean, I grew up in the same way, and it wasn't that long ago, you know, where women were to shut up, to do what they were told, to sit on the bench. But God ain't create me to sit on the bench, because if you bench me, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be gone. I don't play that, because you know I've never wanted to be front and center, but I can't fight what's on the inside of me. So I'm getting comfortable with it, and I'm pushing fear aside. So that has to we have to stop being fearful of each other. I don't feel like if I got a king, he should fear me. Don't fear me. Know that when you're weak, I'm gonna be strong, and I'm gonna step up, and I'm gonna make sure we good.
Right, exactly. So we are supposed to work together and not work against each other. But you know, our people have been part of this agenda, this hidden agenda that these other group of people have for our lives anyway, and that's breaking down the structure of the black family, the black nucleus of the family. It's always
Right.
been the mama and the daddy. They work together side by side to provide and you know for their family and take care not only just their children but they take care of their parents, their aunts, their uncles, not just the immediate family, but the surrounding family as well. But when certain when they started getting help from the state versus the churches, the church that would help the men and the women. But when you went to the state was like, okay, I'm only going to help you women and children, and the men can't be around. Why would you not want this woman's husband around to help raise these kids? That's something that always puzzled me. How come the woman can't get help if the man is there? They figure, oh, well, the man could go out working. Well, the man is out trying to look for a job. The man is trying to work, but because he do not have a secure position, then he can't be with his woman and children. And
Mhm.
then you had to start hiding stuff. Like, why did they do that? Tear us up like that?
Because they fear the power. You got to think about it. They fear the power. Look at some of the, and I can't even mention names, but we have some powerful teams out here that even though they throw things in the trap and say, okay, we're going to do this and they're going to be over with, the people who hold on are the people they fear.
Right.
So they can
Like
keep
the
us,
Obamas, that's a powerful couple.
yeah,
Michelle got Barack's back, and he know that. That's why he could go on to do what he need to do. He even became president, attorney, because he know that he has a strong person beside him, the strong helpmate. And
right.
that's what we got to be doing for our men. Our men supposed to have get out there, and I see this a lot. Not to say something negative about all men because it's not all men. I see now what I'm seeing is a lot of men sitting back and doing nothing, not even trying to go out to secure a cup of coffee. You know, let alone take care of the household. And a lot of these women have to stand up to make sure their family eat, to make sure the needs are met. If I okay, if I got to do everything by myself, for myself, with no help from the man, what good are you to me? You
I
you're
understand.
you're hurting me instead
Yeah,
of being there to help me and protect me and help provide. Not saying that he has to have the best job, but he could be a car washer or a trash truck, but to try to do something to help the effort. But so
yeah,
many dudes, they just sit back and they in the house with the woman and children and sit back and do nothing. They babysitting the kids while the woman go out and get the job. Is it because they say, well, it's easier for a woman to go out there and get a job than the man? I disagree. But hey, that's just what I'm saying. I don't mean to flick nobody's bick or nothing like that. But you know,
yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying because that's I think it's kind of on both sides because we got these women out here who gold diggers and they feel
yeah,
like all they got to do is look pretty and throw their toes up and it's all good. I don't agree with either with it either way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it has to be a team effort. And honestly, I just learned a lot of this stuff as a grown woman after going through so much, after being homeless and getting married and going through divorce and my kid's father being in jail for 16 years. So um I definitely agree, should nobody be sitting around with their toes curled up. We have to do something to build each other. It should definitely be a team effort, but we all have to stop thinking that it's about us, because sometimes I think it's a selfish thing. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of men, and I have a son, he works so hard, and it's like people, and I ain't gonna, I don't say names, but people don't appreciate. They try to drain them. And I said this once before: if we don't build our men, we gonna kill our men.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it has to be. We have to come together. Yeah, I may be able to, and a lot of times females may be able to get a job quicker than, I don't know. I can't speak on that. All I can say is this: if she got the job, then he has to hold her up some type of way. Because I was a housewife, and when my husband came down the hallway, he smelled his dinner cooking. I ain't had no problem running his bath water. I shopped for his clothes. I rubbed his feet. So those are something we have to build each other. And one thing I learned is we have to be each other's peace. We go out, we deal with enough out here in this world. So we shouldn't be battling about, you need a job, I need a job. We both know what's needed to maintain our families.
that's right.
Period.
That's right. And then I've been in situations where I worked a couple of jobs and still came home and cooked. And I'm like, I can't get no help. You can't, you see, my mistake was I was treating a boyfriend like they were a husband. That's the big difference. I was
Yep.
giving this boyfriend a husband treatment. And until you become a husband, you don't deserve no. Why am I going to treat you like a king if you are a court jester, if you're a joker? But
Yeah.
that was my mistake, giving a pearls to swine,
Yeah.
treating them like they was the king when they really wasn't. And then when they get up and show you their tail and show you that they ain't, you looking all crazy like I done did this XYZ. I
Yeah,
had
when the mask come off, girl.
I was in a relationship where I did so much for this man because I said I need to help him recognize who he is. If he believe in himself half as much as I believe in him, he could be awesome. So I thought my job, I'm gonna love this boy, I'm gonna cuddle him up, I'm gonna do everything, blah, blah, blah. I bought clothes, I got him the job, took the interview, did everything except for take the P test for him. Got him the job, got him the link. Bought him the clothes, helped him get his car, helped him get situated. And when he came to some sort of self awareness of or him on his own, then he started running around with the tricks out in the street. Say, "Oh yeah, I got this credit card. Oh yeah, I got this," but not looking back to say, "Well, how did you get what you got?" You looking at your vision changed because you thought highly of yourself, which you should always. But you picking the wrong woman. This girl wasn't with you for the struggle. This girl don't want nothing from you but your black visa or black credit card or black whatever. And it's like the wounded duck syndrome. I helped you. I helped you bend your wing, get you flying and everything, and you crapped on me as you flew past me.
Yeah.
And I made that mistake. I did too much. Because he
Yeah.
asked me, he said, "Why you love me so much?" When he stopped and made that comment, I knew he was cheating. And I said, "Uh-oh." Because now you're guilty, your conscience is bearing with you. You're asking, why am I love you so much right when I was giving you a pedicure? I should have snipped your damn toe off and called you toe. But I didn't. But something in my, I was like, no, this ain't right. This ain't how it's supposed to be. Because we were young and we was like, well, when we get to a certain age, we're going to get married. We're going to tie the knot. Okay. I was with this joker, messed up my 30s. Because I could have been out with somebody else having fun with somebody that's going or wanted the same thing I wanted. I wanted the security of having my own home, having my own house, doing my thing for my family was my nucleus, right? This
Right.
joker wanted to get up so he could show off and floss. His own brother, his own family member came to me and said, "You created a monster, Reese. You created a monster." Because this once humble man became this daggone devil. I said, "No, he always been a devil. He just didn't have a chance to get out there and show it because all them other bras was taken from him. He came across somebody who wanted to work with him and help build,
Mm.
but he didn't want that. So
Yeah, that's what I call them the practice wives. I said that before. I was like, hold on, I'm investing too much. But what I did realize is we can't change people. We
right,
try to give them and nurture them. First of all, your mama should have raised you to be a man. Your daddy, that wasn't my job. You know what I'm saying? I'm there to support you, to love on you, but to a certain extent, no. I mean, I feel like it has to be a mutual thing. It has to be. You have to feed my soul like I'm feeding yours. Like I told people, I said, look, I'm getting older. Yeah, physical gratification don't mean much to me if you ain't touching my mind.
mm.
Me mentally.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
That's
my
me.
son talked about that last night. He said it's different for men, Mom. He said because most of our lives we don't get you the attention we desire unless you're a particular type of man. He said so. Men come into money. He said they have more access to different type of women, and the women don't want them for who they are. They want them for what they have.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, once that happens, they want to run back. Oh, you spoke to my soul, and you was so good to me. No, it's too late now, nigga.
It's
You
like
know,
your ex tried to be your next again when he realized he was taken for a ride.
yeah, you those type of men is just something because honestly, a real king, he's going to appreciate you just like a real queen going to appreciate a king. You know, and
Right.
that, I'm tired of. I'm not spoon feeding no more Negroes, nigga. What? No.
I need a king too. I need a real man.
Right. But
Right. I needed, because I will follow him to the end of the world. A lot of men say that women do not want to be submissive. That's not true. I want to be submissive, but I want to be submissive to a man that I can be submissive to. Now, if I'm gonna give you everything, my heart, my mind, my body, my soul, and all of that, and let you be the ruler, you got to show me that you can rule, that you are worthy of this, because I'm the treasure. I'm the diamond right here, and
yeah.
you got to treat me as such. Now, I made a mistake and followed a knucklehead, and it was so funny, Bernice, because I was smart enough, I guess in the back of my mind, to have my plan B, because I wrote a contract when I helped him get his car and stuff, and I was saving money so we could get his house. He's supposed to be saving too. So we supposed to be married and getting his house. I wrote a promissory note that broke down the car insurance, the car note, and all of this stuff. And because it was like, I'm helping you get a car so you go back and forth to work so we could get this house together. That's the whole premises of getting the car. So we did the promissory note, and it says that if either one of us forfeit on this agreement, because we're putting it down to secure in our future, that the other one has to give the other one all the money that they got from them. Okay.
Right.
So if I left, then I would have to give him the money back that he invested in me. And if he left, run me my money. And it was just a civil promissory note. I did 4 copies of it. He signed each copy because I'm like, make sure you read and you know what you signing. So when that time came that we, had to split, I said, "Can I have my money for the car, please, and insurance?" He was like, "What you talking about?" I said, "Bam, right here, partner. We not getting that townhome. I run me my money back." So, and he gave me my money that I invested because I had to put down the down payment for the car and the tax tags and title for his car. So, and he ran me my money and the money
We
for insurance. I was like, "Thank you."
yeah.
I
We
didn't.
got
I
some.
didn't even add on the fact that I bought him clothes or any of the other stuff. I didn't put on none of that. My biggest thing, the biggest investment was that vehicle. Get it out of my name, get it out of my insurance, and all of that. So, yep, because that's what he thought.
We got some comments.
Uh-oh.
Okay. DJ Slicky Boo. He said, your mistake, you dealt with bums and don't want nothing. And he said I'm gonna give you a strong black man and woman team. Is girl Aussie Davis and Ruby D.
Oh yeah. Ozzie Davis and Ruby D. Yeah.
Ernest asked, did Queen Nzinga have a man? She had multiple
She
men.
had multiple men. Yes. Yes, she did.
Yes,
Yes, she
she
did.
did. Girlie
Yes,
said,
and she
okay,
had
y'all teach.
children. She she
Girlie, Girlie say, okay, y'all teach. She said she love us. Yeah.
she had concubines. She had male concubines.
And they
Queen
would fight over who got to spend the night with her. Okay.
Yes. So the queen was in full effect. Yes, she
Yes.
was.
Hey, do
Only
your
woman
thing,
have a
Queen.
man.
I only need one. I ain't with that poly stuff. No, sir.
I just need one, too. I'm not greedy like that. If one, I could be content with one. Now that's
Yes,
another
ma'am.
thing. A woman can be content with the same old P the day in and day out. So, but why do men get tired of the same old woman?
That's the question.
I don't
I
I don't
can't, I can't answer that. That's something for a man to answer because I'm not a man. I'm a woman, so I can speculate, but I'm not one to speculate on that because I don't understand it. And different men have different reasons, and that's what I had to tell this man because I was supposed to go on this trip, and a pastor told me this. He said, "Any man you take on that trip gonna expect to sleep with you." I said, "Well, I guess I'll be going solo." And I said, "I guess I'll be single." Because if that's the way all men think, as you say, because you're generalizing, then that means Bernice will be single and I will be content with that. But you can't, I feel like you can't speak for all men. You're not inside all their heads. Why
that's
would we
true.
generalize anybody? That don't make sense to me. I just can't
You
get
won't.
it.
You can't do it. Good morning, K Quick. That's my boo. That's my DJ. That's my son. Good morning. We teaching this morning, dropping a little bit of knowledge who Queen Nzinga was and her position and how she rose to political power and the
Yeah,
confound and the structure of this African diaspora with this black woman of the
yeah.
Congo.
And her brother feared her. He killed her child, as
Mm,
well as when he eventually lost respect with his people and committed suicide.
hmm That's what they say. He died mysteriously, but
Yeah,
she might have had him done in because she didn't let that death of her child go. You know
yeah,
that's some dirty pool. You gonna kill your nephew just because you didn't want nobody else getting the throne, and then had her and her sister sterilized. She
yeah.
couldn't have no more
Away.
kids. You
Took
took my
away their
only
ability.
child, then you gonna sterilize me, and so I couldn't have no more kids, me and my sisters, because you scared that somebody going. Woo! Some of these then that man, that king was a chicken shit king. I'm sorry. I am sorry. He's gonna make sure the only people that get the throne came from his lineage. That is crazy. I'm gonna kill my nephew, then have my sisters sterilized so they won't have no more. No, that ain't right. But at the
Yeah,
time, that's how they didn't have no blatant, no regards for women whatsoever. That at that time, back the way they ruled and everything. Ooh,
yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't only back then. The older generation, they had a set of rules, you know, and I watched it growing up. So my thing is, a lot of times we have to find ourselves. We have to realize who we are. Like my name, I bet my mom didn't even know what my name means. It means bringer of victory,
Mm,
so a lot of times we have to find ourselves, and like I said, I was taught wife, mother, cook, clean, that's what I was taught. But I had to find myself and my inner strength, and God led me down a path where I wouldn't have made it without him, but I decided that I wasn't going to give up. I decided that it was worth it, and now I'm to this point where I see who I am as a woman, so I can appreciate the stories beforehand and say, okay, I see the strength, I see the line,
mhm.
you know. So it's powerful to me to hear stories about women, and not so much that she took rule over a man, but that she knew who she was and what she was capable of, and how she made sure that her people were good. Because that's my walk, making sure my people are good, whether it's mental health, whether you're homeless, whatever I can help you with. But I always say, how can you help somebody if you haven't walked them out in their shoes? So we have to realize we all have different callings, but we can all work together as women and build our world, our people, our men.
Right. I mean, of our people, because she was a good ruler over people. Quick
Yes,
said it's not all men. Baby, we know it's not all men. We're
I
not
said
speaking of
that.
all men. We said that. We gave that disclaimer at the very beginning of the show that we're not talking
Exactly.
about all men, just like men can't talk about all women. We're not
We
talking
can't.
about because we know there's plenty good and plenty good men. That's why
I,
women want them. The good we
yes,
know there's a lot of good men out there.
yes,
A lot of them. But
yes.
and unfortunately, a lot of good men, when they good men, they run and get some ratchet ass women, and then
Gold diggers and
it's those ratchet
gold
ass
diggers.
hoes, it's the hoe baits that turn a good man into a scallywag because she done had him, done played with him, then he coming to me hurt and damaged and hurting people hurt. He all hurt and damaged by his next relationship, and he gonna come to me and try to play with me and my hand try to hurt me to get some get back. Go get that bitch back that stabbed you in the back. Don't bring that trash to me. That's how you get your get back. Go back to whoever hurt you and deal with that. And when you come to me, have a clean slate so we can move forward. And that goes for women too. Stop comparing your new man to your old man.
Oh man,
We will never get nowhere doing that.
that's right. But I agree. I think it was DJ said nowadays he said back then it was courting. Yeah,
Yes.
I believe that. But I also know, and I know for a fact, and I can speak on this, a lot of stuff was swept under the rug. See, the women were strong. but they were also silent. See, a lot of the problem today is they don't want to hear a woman. Now, I'm not talking about the one that got be all in your face. "Ah, blah, 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 blah." No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about
Mm-mm.
the woman who comes to you as a queen and say, "Look, baby, you're this and you're that, and I appreciate you, but we have an issue we need to address." And it goes in one ear and out the other. Now, I know
Mhm.
some good men. Can't say I actually had one, but I know some good men. Men I respect, men I love, men I appreciate, and I give them honor. And my son said to me, he said, "Mom, to a man, respect is better than love." I said, "Oh, okay. I'm glad you're teaching me that." And maybe for some men it's not true, but that's my
You know
son
what? I
also.
got a man sitting in my living room right now. I think he want to be heard. Chris, would you like to come over and say something to the? They can hear your voice. You want to answer the questions? Because we trying to get a man's viewpoint. Because somebody said ask a man. It's of women and the men being the men. Okay, so he digressed. He said his viewpoint wouldn't be good. We do. Somebody is saying no, but you're sitting right here, and we got to read the comments. But you're sitting right here, but you can't speak for all men. You can only speak for yourself and your situation. It says stop making bashing, stop male. We're not male bashing.
Who's
Ernest says stop
malbashing?
male bashing. Who's male
Who's
bashing?
malbashing? I talk about
We talking about men and women. Who's male bashing?
men, women. I said to a fact that some women aren't good women, and I know this for a
Right,
fact because I've seen men abused, disrespected, in all sorts of ways. So I know that there's some trash women, just like I
right,
know there's some trash men, but I also know that there are kings, and those are men I appreciate and I respect, and
right.
I give honor where honor is due. So I don't male bash. I love men,
That's
especially
right.
my black man. Never had anything but a black man. I love everything about them, but when it's negative, and that's as human beings, not as men, not as women. But I respect all who are respectful. Period. I don't male bash. I love men. Period. And if I can help you, I will because that's who I am. But a lot of times we have made the mistake, and it's our choices. But understand this: wolves come in sheep clothing sometimes.
Hmm. Say it again. Say it again for the people in the back. Say it
So
louder.
yeah, everybody wanna bash. Oh, you made the wrong choice. We all have made wrong choices in our lives. Should that be held against us? Should we hold it against a black man who went to prison? No, we shouldn't, because he made a mistake and he paid for it. So did we. So did you. So it's not male bashing. I'm just stating some of what we've been through. And again, I love black men. Nothing like them.
That's
I'm just
right.
saying.
That's right. That is so true. Um, because I've seen both sides good and I've seen both sides bad. Now, when you got two toxic people, that's bad. But when you got two people that's good for each other, it's no limit to what they can have together, and they could grow together, and they have a happy family, and that's what I'm talking about. It's so many lopsided relationships that is tiresome.
It is.
It really
And
is.
And like I said, and I'm a mother, and I have 6 sons. I've seen poisonous women. Not only, I mean, in my family, I've seen women tear down men, and I'm like, why does he stay? But I had to question myself, why did you stay through this? So we all make mistakes. All of us have uh, uh, made choices that we aren't proud of.
Right.
It's definitely making it through and loving on yourself and waiting and to meet the one. Because I know, like I said, I know there's a king out there. I know there are many kings out there who I love and respect. So I don't bash men because I love them. And if I beat you up, who's going to build you up? But
And
we have to be
so,
honest and truthful with what's out there, male and female.
That's right. Because I know mine is waiting for me too. Good morning, Katina. We just got finished talking about Queen Nazingi, girl.
Man,
That's Dr. Katina Thomas. She gonna be on the panel tomorrow when we do our Freaky Friday tomorrow. And it's funny because it's going to be a lot of women on the panel, and the men get to ask their question to us. They can ask about, what about if you get a trash woman? What about if you get this? What about if
dump.
you get that?
Shoot, ask
Katina
me.
said, what she said? She said the effects of slavery helps explain how black people came to distrust and accuse each other over time, abuse each other. I'm sorry, that's the B. Okay, I haven't been able to overcome that yet. You know what? You and me, but that's why I'm single. Everybody was like, "Oh, why you single?" I made enough bad choices that now I'm waiting for a good choice. I'm
Right.
tired of giving myself away to. I'm tired of giving pearls to swine. I'm tired of the wrong people.
God.
I'm letting the wrong person in. So now I close my doors. But that don't mean that there's nothing wrong with me.
Hey,
I'm just waiting for the right moment to love.
y'all hear that? We might need to call the police. You don't hear that? She is throwing that girl around.
Uh-oh.
No, she is screaming.
Is that your phone?
No. What's on me? Oh my God. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Everything okay?
My neighbors, man, it's a dangerous situation.
Okay. You got to be careful, Bernice. Be careful. Okay, so Katina, we got a new comment. Let's see. Uh DJ Slicky Woo Boo. I got something I want to say tomorrow. Uh-oh. DJ Slicky Woo Boo gonna give us a fit tomorrow.
I'm
He
not gonna be.
always he always threatens us to swell up my lips. So I'm gonna punch you in your mouth, Reese. I'm gonna give you pregnant lips. But it's okay because I'm gonna say what I gotta say. You know.
I'm
Um
one. I'm a woman who can accept correction as long as you come correct. As I said
that's
yesterday,
right.
the day before yesterday, just make sure you come correct and you have all the respect.
That's right. That is so true. You ain't never lied right there. Because anybody, male, female, we want to be talked to like we got some sense. We wanted to be have a conversation. I don't want to argue. Some people
Right.
want to argue. I don't want to argue. I like to have a discussion and a conversation. And sometimes when tempers get heated, it turn into uh, that. But for the most part, come talk to me. Let's have a conversation. I'm the
I
type
see.
of woman, you don't even have to cheat on me. If you feel that our relationship has run the course, come and let me know. And then you
That's
could be on your way. No hard feelings. You don't I don't want you to cheat on me before you let me know. Let me know so I can say bye, make my exit. Then you could do whoever you want to do. But don't cheat on me. Don't take my trust. And a lot of times men don't want to let that go because they're not sure of the other one. So they try to keep what they got until they sure the other one. That's wrong. You're
but you
gonna
can
play
never be
around with
sure.
me because you think the grass is green on the other side. And then when you find out it's not greener, then you come back to me like, hey boo, what's going on? Like nothing ever happened. Not like you wasn't with a whole person. And
Mm-mm.
so
And like I
that's
said, I mean, it should be, we should be able to talk to each other without attitude. That's why I'm an introvert, because I like my peace. You know what I'm saying? If I could sit down and talk to you and you can educate me, I'm all for it. Teach me something, because like I said, I'm ever learning. Only an idiot doesn't want to know knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I like to hear different perspectives, and I take in, because everybody who speaks is not wise.
that's right. That's right.
I take it in and I keep moving and I learn what I can, because like I said, the world is ever changing.
That's right.
But I
Hey,
don't
Scooter Buddha.
because I
My
got black
Scooter
men,
Lauren's
so I never
watching.
mail those.
Yeah, and I got a black son, and I don't ever want a male badge. But a man, I can't teach my son how to be a good man. I can only teach him how to be a good person, because I only a man can teach a man how to be a man.
Yeah,
Because I don't have that dangly thing in between my legs. So I don't know how to function, how that think, how that moves, how that, none of that. Only a man can teach a man about being a man, because we have different feelings, we have different things that move us. We're
exactly,
totally, you know,
exactly.
totally two different creatures. Ooh, it's getting close to that time. Let me see. I think it's smart with being a good person. She says I think it starts. Thank you, Katina. I think it starts with being a good person too. That's right. And loving yourself, knowing yourself, loving yourself, and having that self worth. You
Yes,
know, because we talk about mental wellness a month. This month is breast cancer survivor month and all that good stuff. And we talk about a lot of that. Could you imagine back in those days? We always talk about black people. Our history goes as far as slavery. Then we stop talking about it. But you got to go back before slavery. They always teaches our history up to slavery, like slavery is where our history begins. But that's not true, people. We were here before the 1600s, before 1619, and we have a vast history of ourselves, of knowing, where we come from and what tribes and all that stuff. Educate, show yourself approved. Y'all do y'all research on Queen Nzinga and find out who she is, who she was, and how she came to power and what happened in her life and her story.
yes.
You know, there's a
And my
lot of rich history.
yes. And my thing is, like I said, even if we don't agree, we can agree to disagree and move forward without any animosity. Because, like I said, what I take from this story and what I take from this story is just is inspiration to know who I am, to know what I can do, to know where strength runs from generation to generation. So that's definitely what I took from this story.
Mm, wow. Well, we got 5 minutes to closing. Is there any announcements you want to make, Bernice, before we go? As you say our goodbyes?
Well, again, I found out that the event that Rico of I Give a Damn Jam, he'll be performing Saturday at 700 Southern Avenue Southeast at the Breast Cancer Awareness. So I think it starts at 11. So come on out and support him because he supports everybody.
Yes, he do. I give a damn. Hey, and as a matter of fact, I give a damn. Come on tonight at
At 7,
7. Is it
tune
7:30? Tune in, and he's doing Hispanic Latino month. I didn't know they get a whole 30 some days. Black History only 28 days. It's like Black History is every day. I'm black, and every day we making history. Every day is Black History for us. 365. Not
but it's
just from
our job to
September
keep
the
it alive.
15th to October the 15th. Hispanic Latino a month.
Yeah.
So, and that comes on tonight, y'all. I give a damn jam. And also, tomorrow is Freaky Friday. Yay. I can't wait. Tomorrow on the panel, it'll be Bernice and myself, of course. But our special guests will include Dr. Thomas, Dr. Katina Thomas will be on. The Blue
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to be on. Weezy, the Gwen Factor is going to be
Let's
on.
go.
Nene, I give a damn own. Nene is going to be on in the house with us.
Let's
We're going to have a good time tomorrow. Y'all men, think about y'all questions, which y'all want to ask. No call, no holding back. Carte blanche, you can ask us whatever. You know, we can ask whatever we want, but it's up to us whether we choose to answer it or not. And me, I'm going to answer whatever you throw my way. But some of the ladies may feel reserved and don't want to answer, and that's their right. Because y'all didn't answer all the questions last week. So yeah, this is our Freaky Friday. So get
Just
your questions together and be respectful in the comments. Don't be
yes, Lord.
asking no slut banging question.
Right,
Don't be
because I
saying, do you swallow or do you this or do you that?
oh see,
Don't get
see, I ain't
vote.
trying to be ghetto. I'm a reserved lady, but if you try it,
You want that smoke, you
you'll
can
get
get
deep
it.
with it.
If you want that smoke, you can get it.
Yes.
Yes. So that has been our time for today. Uh, y'all got to tune in tomorrow, Freaky Friday. And this has been another installment of the Morning Mac Show. I love you. And if you guys have not,
Love you
please
guys.
purchase Shades of Blue. I don't know. Can y'all see it? Every time I try to show this daggone book, it don't come in. Shades of Blue by A.M. Morning. It's on
There you
all
go.
platforms. It's on digital as well as hardback, softback. It's on all platforms. You can go to Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, even Walmart. You can order your book, hard or
I'm still
soft
waiting on
copy.
my book and my CMOS. I want the
We got
packet.
Thank you. We got a special going on because we got a soft copy book and a jar of CMOS. You get that for $20. That's a $30 value for $20. So you get your book, your mind right when you read the book, and you get your CMOS to get your inside and outside right. So, Reese got the Shades of Blue and Molly got the sea moss. But if you get in contact with either one of us, you can have the book and the moss for a low price of $20. That's good because the moss is $15, the book is $15. You get them both for 20.
All right,
Win-win
let's
for
go,
everybody.
people. Let's support.
Yes, Black people, Black enterprises support. And also come see us on October the 30th with the Let's Do It Again band from Mr. Tom Mo Show. You're going to have a live band and you're going to have some live entertainment from the Gwen Factor and the comedic styles of Reese Cup. So be in the house on October the 30th. If you need tickets for that event, that's going to be an awesome event. And it's going to be at the fire station in Silver Spring, Maryland. That's a nice restaurant, y'all. And they got some good pizza. I used to do comedy there every Monday night. It got some good food. You get your food and your drink on, and then you got some live entertainment. What? Shoot, I might get back on the pole. I might come out of retirement. Get them
Oh,
a real treat.
I'm gonna
So
support you. I'm gonna throw some ones, girl.
make it rain, try to make it rain up in there. So that's October the 30th at 8131 Georgia Avenue, right there, Silver Spring, Maryland, called the fire station. Or is it the Firehouse 1? Either those, only one, 8131 Silver Spring, Maryland. So
Right.
y'all get your tickets, see me or Molly for your tickets. Yes, it's going to be like that. So you will want to come in and get your tickets while tickets last. And that's about it. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye,
Bernie,
guys.
and we are out. We love y'all. Tune in
Bye.
tomorrow, Freaky Friday.